Okay. Wow. Wow. And this is close as hell. Jesus Christ. What's up? What's up? Give me a sec, guys. Just getting in here right now. Oh, can't have that. Let's turn the volume down. There you go. All right, I can see people on this side and this side. So let's. Are we getting a lag? Can you guys hear everybody who is on? Right now, everybody who's on Instagram, hop on over to YouTube, and we're gonna get this thing going and do as much as we can. I'm trying to find a better way. So if you guys watch me doing this stuff, looking back and forth, it's because I'm looking at a better screen so I can read everything. Let's go right here. All right. All right. This is, I want it to be a little different than this. What's up, everybody? What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve. I be promised to tell like it is. First off, I want to say to everybody, thank you so much for the kind words and condolences. It has been challenging, but this kind of support makes things that much easier. So I really appreciate it so much. Having said that, let's get the show on the road, guys. Get your questions. I'm going to try and answer these questions as much as I can. So, bear with me. I'm going to go to the top, answer the questions. I have a moderator in here somewhere who's going to be helping me out. But, okay, so let's just go to the top here. One top from Jimmy. Should you take pre-workout when you're 18 years old and never drink coffee or anything else? I mean, if you don't drink coffee, you can take pre-workout. There are supplements that are completely fine and safe. They're over the counter, especially in Canada. Our shit's pretty tight here. So it's definitely fine, but just be careful how much you're using it. Don't, I wouldn't rely on it so much. I would just, use it when you need to. And try to use it sparingly. You know what I mean? Like you don't, if you're 18 right now, obviously, and you train for 10 more years, you want to be careful how much stims you're using because you'll just end up getting very used to them. How effective is working out without weights or as compared to using weights? Very. It's like building muscle is all about that amount of a load you need to force adaptation. So when you're not using weights, yeah, your body will adapt a lot quicker, but then it's not gonna, it's not really gonna, it's not trying to put on muscle without, weight. Now you can, if you're just starting off and you've never been to the gym before and you're a newbie and you're, training, you start doing push-ups and body squats for sure, 100% calisthenics wise, you will definitely build muscle and it is effective, but it'll only be effective for so long until you have to increase that load. So when it comes to progressive overload, you will get to a limit in a sense with your own body weight, if that makes sense. What up, Mackenzie? Hi guys. Let's go. Next one is the hype around Turkesterone to be believed? Okay, so I don't know how to say this because some of y'all will be like, "Yeah, you're the sponsor. You're gonna say it." I'm saying it because it's been over 2 months now. I am off absolutely everything, and I'm 235 pounds. I'm eating around like maybe 2,800 calories. And my strength, I was talking to Greg yesterday. This is the difference between, the difference between me being on and off. Being on, I had a stack at the Cybex leg press, stacked it up, about 10 plates aside, whatever. And I banged out 15 reps with, a legit 2-second negative. I'm going to put that up eventually next week. 2-3 second negative. So it was a long set. It was like a 40-ish second set. At that 15 rep, I was done. Like I ain't doing shit after that. When I was on, it was like I can do another easily another 10 reps. Now, being off, I'm still banging out 10 plate aside. That's 20 plates, and controlling the weight and pushing still to 15. So and everything else I've been doing. If you guys have been watching my training and seeing it, I've been sustaining muscle. I've been, just as strong, not as strong in like longevity or like, in duration to being on, but like it does 100%. Turkesterone something to use. The wife's using it. Try it for yourself. There's a lot of people out there who are saying it. It's not hype. It's legit. Just saying. Johnny, what do you think about eating very low calories for 6 days, one high day? I feel like okay. So the question was, what do you feel about basically eating not hardly anything for 6 days? Low calories, and then eating a lot on the weekend. Whatever works for you when it comes to you being able to follow a diet. But if the purpose of the purpose to eating low calories is just to pick it on the weekend, I don't recommend that. I recommend just having a good, whole, well based nutrition, good amount of calories for whatever your goals are, and then in a place where you can, still have balance and have some fun here and there. You don't have to, save 6 days just so you can have some ice cream on the weekend. I hope that's what you were talking about, but I just feel like something, guys. I got to put that telling they get this sign on. And there you go. I just had to put that on. um, okay, so we'll keep going. Is the hypertrophy talk about that? From Jared. What's the best way to lose stubborn belly fat without losing muscle? This is gonna be a repetitive question for sure, but good question. Best way to do it is to get yourself in a deficit to some degree. I think a lot of people when they're trying to lose out stubborn body fat, what they do is they just axe out all of their calories, and then they're like, I'm gonna get it off, and then they lose too much, they lose muscle, and then that's the problem. If you're, just change a couple things at a time. Change one variable. Say you're not, you're eating whatever calorie amount you're eating. Let's just say we're gonna just dice off 300 calories and go from there and see what kind of changes you make. Once say you're making, you're losing about a pound, whatever, and you're not really doing any cardio, then you could probably add in maybe 10-15 minutes of cardio and kind of slowly progress. So you're losing that belly fat, and that's going to take time in a sense, you know what I mean? But it's just patience and self-control and discipline. Just literally work your way there, and you're not gonna lose any muscle. Most of the people will not lose muscle if they're eating the right amount of protein, you're getting the right amount of calories in, even a deficit, you will not lose muscle losing fat. Now, when you get into like fat, muscle wasting, in a sense, that's when your body fat gets like super, super low. You're not eating much, those things. So until we're like in that, 1%, not 1%, but like that, those single digit body fat percentages, don't worry about losing muscle. You got enough water and fat in your body to be able to sustain the muscle or build muscle while losing fat. And then once you get to that point where you're happy, kind of stay there and adjust your calories from there. Um, Nice, Chad. Jared's question second. How would you work around tennis elbow? Do you have to slow down completely, or can you still work it out? So this is the one I've had tennis elbow a lot. These are just from from racket athletes. This is just as much for those, like, I don't know if a lot of you guys out there who've trained before and all of a sudden had this crazy pains, after doing like bench press or something. This form of tennis elbow. Now, what I recommend is, if it's like, if the pain is pretty severe, like, unbearable in a sense, don't train. Don't be a fucking hero. And, oh, I'm gonna train and see if I'm looking like a serial killer. It does. So just keep on that, and just let everything heal first. If it's swollen, everything else, do rest, ice, all the good stuff, and then you know, go to physiotherapist to start. Like, for me, when it comes to like little injuries, I am very like hypersensitive. Like, I'm like, oh shit, something's nicked and I feel it. I'm like, I'm gonna go doctor right away, or physio, find out what's going on so I can take care of it ASAP. Um, Once I know what the issue is, and like, yeah, you got tennis elbow, they'll probably give you some kind of workouts to do. Now, what you want to do is, once the swelling or the inflammation has subsided a bit, do some forearm work. If you have a ball, you can kind of like squeeze, doing wrist extensions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind out of the gutter, damn it. But just supination with your wrists, with the dumbbell, just lightweight. Really is working this part of your arm to strengthen the muscle, so you can kind of subside from the tennis elbow. Then slowly get yourself back into it. Don't just might For anybody who's going to ask about injuries on here, don't be a hero. Chill the hell out. Take the rest you need. If you can't train, you're useless. Yeah, I mean, I used to be like, if you can't train, you can't. There goes your gains. So take the time you need to rest and chill out. Again, guys, everything we're talking about now today, everything we're gonna go through, we're gonna talk for the next like 45 minutes. Yes, I love this. Everything that I'm doing, talk about right now, going over is included. Not included, but I go over this in coaching, my ebook, and as well as the email. So hit those descriptions below if you guys want to get further into this and really bring your training to the next level. Let's keep it going. You're probably going to hear me say that a couple more times too, so chill out. Thank you guys. My people over here on Instagram, head over to YouTube right now. I'm going to turn this bad boy off. Head over to YouTube right now. Get with the rest of my crew. My subs, they're bomb. I'll see you guys in a bit. Let's keep going. Sorry, guys. I'm still at the bottom here. I'm going to fast forward through all these questions. There's a lot of questions. I'm going to just zoom through these ones. What do you think about going without caffeine? It's good every once in a while. Take yourself away from stimulants. Your body gets used to stuff. Remember, your body is a adapting machine. That's why we've lasted so long, because we're logical, and our bodies can adapt. So, if you do something for too long, your body will get used to it. So take some time off from it. It's a good idea. And I probably got that from, you're probably asking because Greg did it. It's good for a lot of people who are, stim junkies in a sense. I want to say stim junkies. I don't mean like a drug addict. I mean like a stim junkie. Like if you like your caffeine, you're a caffeine person, you're like a pre-workout, gotta have, high stim pre-workout. Just let you guys know, hardcore stim's coming out very soon. Take a break from it. You don't need to do it all the time. It's good to kind of go back and let your body kind of like adapt to going back to, relying on its own energy and its own, mindset and whatnot. If you got to really, really rely on caffeine or any kind of pre-workout, something to get you to the gym, you're going to be in a world of hurt down the road. So just, take some time off, go back on, take time off, go back on, and make sure you're taking the right amount of caffeine as well too. Hey Johnny, how did moderate low back pain since I pushed my deadlifts too hard for a few months? Any experience? Yes. So again, when we're talking about injuries, especially like deadlifts. Anytime I hear someone say I have my back hurts when I do squats, deadlifts. If your back's hurting doing bench stuff, really got to work something out. But when it comes to back pain and squatting and deadlifting, I find that the biggest issue is obviously mechanics. There's a mechanical issue there somewhere. It could be just like rounding of the back, knee valgus. Most of the time, people are not engaging their core. So for me, I have lordosis, but I also have deteriorating L4 and L5. So right now, doctor said, don't squat anymore. Don't do any of this stuff. I'm like, yeah, not a chance. But I used to lift pretty, stupid. I'm gonna critique myself, and it's gonna be a funny video. But I used to just slam weights around, deadlifting, squatting, and I used to rely on my lower back and just puff my stomach out, take a deep breath in, and go down. And I was not engaging my core. And from years of doing that, deterioration started in my back, because if you're not engaging your core, understand this: when you engage your core, your TVA transverse abdominis is like this wrap of muscle kind of like sitting there like on your waist. It's almost looks just like a waist trainer. And once you engage that, it keeps everything tight. So it keeps your body from doing this and doing this, right? Along with your lats and everything else. So once you disengage that, so most time people just don't engage their core. Once you start squatting, you're gonna think of like the two pressure points that are going. Like think about your top half of your body. Remember, if you guys want to send me one of those like little, skeletons, send me one. Anyway, you gotta understand, like, your back is here. Here's the top part of your body and low part of the body, right? When you're squatting and your core isn't engaged, you're just pushing all that pressure right there in that area, the lumbar spine, and then you end up getting back pain from that. So lighten the load, start working on breathing and controlling your core, and then gradually move up. If the pain's still there, like I said, again, mobility is a big thing that's probably there. A lot of questions and stuff like that, guys, you can go over. Get down in the description below and click some links, and we'll get really into that and in depth into those questions. How do you manage your mental health and fitness at the same time? Are you on medication, or do you just, healthy routine helping? I'm bipolar myself, and balance of family and gym is hard. That is very great question. Great question. So you guys know me, I'm completely open with my mental health, and I find that the gym has been a big thing for me. In terms of managing it, I'm not medicated. I don't take medication for I do take Ritalin for like ADD, but I don't take medication for I would say like, depression. And I've dealt with that before. Like I have borderline, I do not have borderline personality disorder. I'm beating the shit out of BPD, just so y'all know. But again, it comes to just having, yeah, a healthy routine is big. Having your own outlet. For me, guys, if you guys probably see me on the piano for the most time, if I'm sitting on the piano, I love piano. Piano is my thing, it's my outlet. But it's one of the things that calms the shit out of me. I have a long list of things that I can do when I need, like when I'm feeling like anxious, that depressing feeling comes on or whatever it is. I have an outlet. And the biggest thing I find is finding an outlet, a good positive coping mechanism that you can do it and rely on. It could be just like writing something down, writing how you feel, talking about it, music, singing, whatever it is, dancing, whatever, just stuff that you enjoy to do. And then some good things to do, like again, when it comes to nutrition, and I'm gonna always emphasize this, is make sure you're taking some good vitamins, make sure you take vitamins for your brain. If 5-HTP is great, omega-3. So what I do, basically what I have for my own medication is 5-HTP, omega-3s. I make sure I have those every single day. And then I'm just positively stimulating my mind and being able to have some kind of an outlet that's there, and having a scapegoat, a positive scapegoat. So like the other day I was feeling like pretty shitty, you know what I mean? And I literally was like, I'm gonna go ride. So I rode to the mountain and rode. You know what I mean? So you guys might have those certain things around, but again, that's the biggest thing. Um, Definitely could talk about that more too, man. Book a consult with me for sure. We talk about that a lot. I have a lot of athletes who sign up who do go through mental illnesses and whatnot. And like, I'm not a therapist. Don't get me wrong at all. I'm not anybody's therapist, but what I've been able to do with my mental health, I would say in the last 6 years has been for me extraordinary. The guys, before I was doing this, 10 years, you all know, like my 10-year challenge or 10-year picture, my 10-year picture is of me like literally having no money, not literally before I even met Greg, like right at the cusp of that. Um, Not being able to afford anything and being in a place where I was just kind of overcoming addiction. Bodybuilding kind of saved it, but then it got me to kind of, I would say, I was very distracted from the main issue that was lying on. And then I actually went to therapist and I've been going to therapist actively for 6 years, and for the last 2 years, I don't really even need it, but for me, it's like my coach. I like having coaches, my brain coach. So I got to go there for reassurance and whatnot. So let's talk about it later. Anyway, Sat woke up with this sweet. You hate, I heard you ate skinny fat and need to build quad muscles. What? Oh, I heard of if you are skinny fat and need to build quad muscles, reps in a 20 range. Well, okay, so this is one of those things where I'm getting like, okay, so let's just go over this. High reps are for this, low reps are for that. Okay, let's get more into depth when it comes to that. When we're trying to build muscle, I'm gonna go over this again. And guys, this is literally if you sign up for the emails, there's a private free like videos training I'm putting out for those guys. So, and we touched this, but again, the whole idea of it is if we're trying to build muscle or get stronger, there's two different types of hypertrophy. There's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and there's myofibrillar hypertrophy. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is the hypertrophy everybody says. They're like, hey, should I train hypertrophy or should I train for strength? It's like there's hypertrophy just means expansion of cells. That's all it means. Myofibrillar hypertrophy basically means myofibrillar is the expansion of the actual muscular cell. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is the expansion of the glycogen around the cell. So though both ways you'll get strong, but the other way, so sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, you can put on muscle. It is for literally growing more and more muscle. You can do the same thing with myofibrillar, but different terms. But again, when it comes to rep ranges, a rep range, and this is actually, I was talking to a friend of mine who's doing her master's. No, sorry, she's doing her doctorate on protein synthesis and training and whatnot. We got into this question about like what's the perfect rep range to build muscle. And after a bunch of studies and whatnot, she was looking at the best rep range is like a very tempo. And like when I mean tempo, I don't mean like a 3-second negative. I mean like a metronome, almost like a 1-to-1, 1 second rep, 20 reps with a load of like 85%, 85% of 1 rep max. So something that can exhaust the muscle extremely without taxing the joint. And then that's probably one of the best ways to build muscle. It comes down to time and attention when everything comes down to it. So you can do 30 reps, and those 30 reps might take 30 seconds. Those 30 reps might take 15 seconds. The longer tension you're under, the more optimal it is for you to build muscle. So think of that. So it's not necessarily 20 to 30 rep range. It's more so like 30 to 45 seconds. Stay in that time, however many seconds, how many reps it takes to be in that time frame. It could be 15 reps at 2-second negative, 1-second positive. It's 30 seconds. I'm sorry, it's 45 seconds. It could be a 20 reps with a 1-to-1. It could be 10 reps with a 4-second negative, right? So it doesn't necessarily matter how many reps it is, more so than the overall amount of time. Again, going over this, and this is literally in my ebook. Like literally, you can just get that thing and answer all those questions. John, I want to say thank you for your video. Life has thrown so many challenges at me these past months, and it's truly made me reflect on my life. And watching your videos was a sign of it. Yeah, man, Javi, appreciate it, guys. I put this stuff out because my main goal when I first started YouTube was I thought that because I was a bodybuilder, I always started my channel as a bodybuilder. 2012. I literally thought that starting a channel, everyone would follow my journey because at the time I got over addiction, and then I was like, my life was changing, and then I'm like, I'm a bodybuilder. I was watching all these, I was watching, Flex Lewis and like, Jay Cutler and all this stuff. I'm like, I'll do that, and then people will listen and they can hear me and all this good stuff, and I can help change lives. And then realize that it's like no one knows who I am. No one really followed any of my shit. Literally, it was like 100, 200 views. Shit was frustrating. So I never stopped. I was like, eventually it's gonna happen. I don't really care. So I stuck to it, and that's why I do this, is because I feel like this is my outlet. This is my platform to be able to help people. Literally, I want to help people. I've had so many people in my life that have helped me that it's like it's something I got to pay forward. You know what I mean? It's literally in my DNA. I just got to. So I really appreciate you saying that. It makes me feel good that I'm doing this, and I see people actually making making good progress in their lives. My goal is hypertrophy. Do you incorporate some calisthenics and movements? I for sure do. I would 100%. Guys, when it comes to training, don't get stuck in a box. And that's the problem I find with a lot of people. And it's a big problem when it comes to bodybuilders because they get stuck in this. And I did. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of this. I was definitely a person who's like, I came from a high performing athlete, running, catching, jumping, all this stuff, to training and then not really moving and not really putting in those extra movements or exercise that will actually help me overall when it comes to my overall mobility and flexibility. So calisthenics, as much as it's body weight and whatnot, it's still going to help your body adapt to the good stimulus when it comes to mobility, flexibility, and just like knowing having a good proper pathway. Having a load on you all the time isn't the best thing, and you get stuck in that mind frame. You get in that point where you all of a sudden, I got all the muscle in the world, but I can't freaking move, right? Calisthenics are awesome. I do them all the time. I literally have these in there, so it helps me continue to stay athletic. So 100% do that. Let me see. I'm trying to build muscle, but I find that it's so hard to get all my meals in. Fats are easy to carbs, and proteins are much harder. Any tips for women who want to eat and build? Okay, so the same rules apply for you women, men's circles when it comes to, oh man, I'm going to bring this thing out. I'm going to bring it out because it's not done yet, but the video's coming out. So, because all the hype going around, I thought I would make a main gaining chart. So basically right here, if you can see, let me put this thing up a little bit here. So if you can kind of see right here, when it comes to building muscle, when should we main gain? When should we not main gain, or whatever it is? So, and we'll talk about how much you should be after. But here's my little thing here to help you guys out. For men, say good healthy body fat is pretty sustainable, very easily 15%. Women around 25-ish, 20, right? So how do I know which way I should be going in terms of should I bulk or main gain, or should I lean and then get, so wherever you are at on this chart will depend where you should be going. So if you're down here on this way, if you're like 5%, 10, whatever, and you're going up, you're going to lean bulk your way up. Lean bulk. I said lean bulk. you're going to maintain your way up to here. That 15% as a male, as a woman. So if you're finishing contest prep, you know what I mean? And you're a woman, you got down to 10% body fat. You're a male, you got down to say 5. We're just putting those numbers out there. And you probably start off probably around 20 to 15. You're going to maintain your way back up to there and stay there. If you're a woman, same thing. But say like you're around 30% and you got a lot of muscle, but you also got a lot of fat. We're gonna just cut. We're gonna cut till we get to a point where we're happy and stay there, and we're gonna stay there and just like maintain that. Same thing with women, right? If you have no muscle and you're fat as well too, right? Then we're gonna lose fat, but we're still going to program things so we can still build muscle. Now, when it comes to, in terms of like nutrition wise, I'm very similar to you. It's hard sometimes for me to get my meals in. But when it comes to like your overall protein, whatnot, full amount of food, like try things like shakes. You know what I mean? Like I do, if I'm, I'll do like a high fat shake, with my protein, whatnot. I'll do like certain meals that are easy. Like definitely when it comes to fats, very easy. Proteins, again, like that's why I have protein powder. Like if it's not for everyone to sit there and like be able to eat chicken and meats all day long or whatever. That's why we have protein powder. So that'll be my advice is like, add a couple of shakes into your overall diet. They're really easy for me. It's hard for me to eat in the morning sometimes. I can easily down a shake any time of the day. So think about something like that. And you can put a little more protein in your shake, a little more fat in your shake, and get your total amount, if that makes sense. If it helps, again, hit me up for coaching. No big difference in the legs. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm 18 and looking to compete in a natural show next year. Right now, I'm 175, 6'1", and I need to bulk up around 200 pounds. Any tips? You're gonna call me. That's gonna take too long to answer, but don't worry about bulking like that. Don't. Like you're already off in a start where I'm like, yeah, I like your enthusiasm. You want to compete, but you're already saying the wrong things. Yeah, I want to bulk up to whatever. You want to, when it comes to competing and you just go on stage for the first time, build muscle as much as you can in a good linear fashion, because if you're trying to build muscle for the first time and get on stage and you're just going to like overshoot your fat and all of a sudden your first show you're cutting way too much fat and dropping way too much weight, and it's not a good thing. So I'll recommend just literally slowly building your muscle up. If you're 175 pounds right now and I don't know what you look like, so it's really hard for me to actually answer this question, but just say you're just say you're pretty good shape, just build like main gainish in a sense, or like increase your calories by a slight margin. Talk about this. I know you're 18. Book consult. Talk to your mom or something. Buy you one or whatever. Sorry, serious. A question. Look, guys, the question takes way too long. We get a book consult. Let me zip down this way here. I'm gonna go from the down and up now. My name is the one. Nice. Thoughts on injectables, L-carnitine, for weight loss. What's the point? You can drink it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry. Like, no, I remember some people taking L-carnitine before. This is like back in the day. It's not. It's unnecessary. You can drink L-carnitine. So what's the point of injecting it? Yeah, it probably gets to your system faster, intramuscular, yada yada. Who cares? Literally, just drink it. Let me see. Carl, perfectionist. The 9-way to build. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go up here. Sorry, we're all over the place. Y'all are quick. Let me go back up a bit here, guys. Sorry. Spencer, you take an aggressive cutting, then taper it down, than the traditional cut of making it harder than last fast cut. What? Your take? Okay, sorry. Some of y'all need to put some commas and stuff in your messages. Your take on aggressive cutting, then taper it down. Then I don't. So how about this? Don't aggressively cut. Don't do anything where you have to do something excessive right away. You don't. If you have to aggressively cut, it's not a good thing. Your body needs to go. Like your body is a great adapting machine, but also like for your own brain and your own homeostasis in your body, just doing things in an optimal way. You don't want to do things drastic right off the bat. It's not a good way. It's not sustainable. So just as fast you cut it off, you probably jump it back on. Let your body do what it needs to do in a linear fashion instead of trying to rush things. Right. So I do not recommend regressive cutting. I recommend slowly getting the weight off, 1.5, 2 pounds of fat a week is good. And then, once you get there, then get to your point and then just chill that wherever you are at your set point and then make your new goals there. Um, Opinions on artificial sweeteners. Go ahead, use them. Like, we can't, honestly, this is 2022, man. We still worried about artificial sweeteners. Like, let's be serious, guys. Like, if you're worried about artificial sweeteners, you better not be drinking alcohol, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, not putting on put on suntan screen, not putting on suntan, lotion when you walk outside. Like, let's be serious. Artificial sweeteners are not going to kill you. Now, you can be excessive about it, and then when it comes down to everything, it comes down to balance. Literally, just comes down to balance. Go ahead, use sweeteners. No calories, no problem, but just don't be excessive. Hey Johnny, top 5 fitness influencers that give solid advice. Oh shit, right off the bat, you guys, that's not fair. It's not fair. Greg, more place for dates. Jeff Nippard, he doesn't post it often. Mike Rizzuto, Lane Norton. There's a lot more, so I forgot. Like, those are ones that are like really smart guys. I thought I'd put off the top that actually to give you like good solid info. There's other guys that do too, but those are ones I would go to right now that are pretty damn solid. Jordan Shallows, another awesome dude to follow. Let's keep going here. I agree. Too much volume, you're killing your game. Who said that? Who's agreeing with who? Too much volume is killing your gains. Where is that? Where's that? That's wrong. Guy, when it comes down to training, guys, it's balance. It's balance. I'll say this 1,000 times. Balance, harmony. Your body likes harmony. Your body likes balance. If you're doing too much of one thing, the teeter tips, right? We want to keep things in the middle. So, like, excessive volume definitely is, excessive volume isn't good, but not enough isn't good, right? So there's always a level of balance we have to really incorporate when we're going through anything, when we're doing anything in life. We can't be one or the other. We have to be able to balance things out. If you have that kind of stamina in the gym up to the weight, okay, someone's answering a question here. Sorry about that. How do you keep track for the new year when the gyms are closed? Ooh, in Ontario and progressive overload is a thing of the past. Doing lightweight. Yeah, man, that is tough. And there's so many uncertainties when it comes to gyms and training. Keeping track of, like, put it this way, if you can kind of like, this is kind of what I do. If you can keep track of, say, where you were at your strongest, say it's like very recent, and then gyms get locked down to sustain the muscle you have and whatnot. You really only need to be in the gym around, like, you need to train 10 to 20% of the time you did before to where you built the muscle. When it comes to like progressive overload, how to keep track is kind of give yourself set points of like, where was I before, and then try to maintain the strength you have. And then once you get back to the gym, say you lost about a few reps or maybe 10% of your strength, then you have a progressive overload point to always go back to. Like, for me, when it comes to, it has nothing to do with the lockdowns, but naturally at my strongest, 20 years old, I could do 5 plates for 5 reps squatting. Now, I'm not trying to, like, put that much weight on my back anymore, to be honest, but I do know that I can do 3 plates for 20 reps. I can do 4 plates for 20 reps. I know that, and I did it naturally and I did it not naturally. So when it comes to me now at my age and being off everything, I know there's a weight that I can progressively overload to. Now, when it comes to being able to progressively overload when your gyms are closed, it's more so about literally keeping your trying as much as to maintain the strength that you have. And if you're literally out of commission when it comes to weights at all, just spend the money, get yourself some stuff at home. You're not guaranteed to have a gym. That way, if you get in these pinches, you have something that's there, enough of a load to to sustain the strength and muscle that you have, and then go from there. So I hope that answers your question. Again, anything else from that? I got a lot of athletes that are from all over the world, and some are still dealing with these shutdowns, which is annoying. But I see where you're at. Hey Johnny, are you stronger with or without dreads? Yo, man, I think, I was like, I'm not. I think this is like Samson's strength here. Like, these things, I think this is actually the secret to my strength. I don't think it is even turkesterone. It's actually my hair. It's my hair and Turk. Joking. Hey, appreciate that though, man. My boy Raw, what's up? Carl, what are your thoughts on high bar deep squats done Mike Israel style? Oh, Carl, what you doing to me, man? What you doing to me, bro? Um, here's my issue when it comes to like, okay, so I gotta understand like high, like let's go high bar because we have sometimes we have some miscommunication when it comes to high bar and low bar. Do I have a stick around here? I do. Give me a sec. So when it comes to like high bar, I look at high bar as being like this, like on your traps. This to me is low bar, right? So there's different ways people say high bar, low bar. This could be for some powerlifters. This could be high bar, and this can be low bar, right? Now I'm gonna be a devil's advocate. I'm not gonna be a devil's advocate. I'm gonna talk in my favor. If the bar is sitting like here, like that mid, like below your trap, right by your delts, like here. If you're that is where you want the bar when you squat. That is your safest bet to squat for everybody who's out there. Your safest bet to squat with a bar like here. And if you're not a powerlifter, if you're just like a regular person that's training, need to be here. Reason why is again, if I'm up here, there's not much there. Look where my C spine is like. That's the weight's sitting here. So you don't want your weight sitting on your C spine, right? You don't. Because as soon as you go down, what happens? As soon as you're squatting, you're doing this. And I still have most people doing this when they get down and their back starts doing this. That bar being back here is going to get you in a better anatomical position when you're squatting. And then you keep that weight because if you actually see when I'm squatting, I'll actually help you out. Check this out. That bar is right here. If I do this, that bar that is going right down here through my midline and through that point where we can keep the load on our glutes, legs, and far away from putting too much stress on our back. But again, if you're talking about that kind of high bar, I'm all for that kind of high bar. If you're talking about the high bar being like on the top of your traps, I do not recommend doing the high bar. And if that's what Mike is doing, which I think he's talking about the other one, I'm gonna have to go do coaching up on that one, and show you why you should not do high bar squats. Let's go to the bottom because these are coming up quick. Now I'm gonna get these ones. Thoughts on weed? Oh, this is the best question we got today. I'm just joking. Thoughts on weed and working out. I recently found out that the people at my gym that are regulars and look good actually smoke weed too. What? Wow. Awesome. Is this a common for bodybuilders and regular people? So I don't really know if there's, I've literally not looked up any studies at all on the benefits of smoking weed or ingesting any kind of marijuana or cannabis, whatever, before you train. Now, from my experience, and I admittedly so, do like my green. It's gonna give you like if anyone likes nootropics and whatnot, like if they like that, like like pre-workouts that help you with focus. The reason why I like weed before I train is because you get a ridiculous amount of focus. Like literally, you are like you're just in the zone. It's everything. Like for me, like the music's more vibrant. I can hear, I'm just like in this like very good zone where I'm, muscle mind connection is on point. So that's why I like smoking weed too. And then when it comes to like if people are like have problems eating, that'll help out too. Now I'm not sitting there. I'm not promoting guys go out there and smoke some weed. If you have never smoked weed before, do not pick up weed just to do pre. It's not a pre-workout. You're not gonna go to your local GNC or Popeyes or whatever or Summit King or whatever and be like, hey man, can I get some weed for my pre-workout? Don't do that. If you are already smoking and you're worried about it being, bad on your body for training, no, you're all good. Don't worry about it. But again, I'm going to recommend try to not smoke it. Try to do it like, oils or, oils, whatever, or gummy or whatever it is, just because the smoking part in the lungs, that's my only tip when it comes to that. And I'm really trying to not to smoke anymore, to be honest. I haven't found a sativa oil that's good enough for me yet. So yeah, go ahead. It's good. What gym are we at, by the way? I'm going to be in California next week for a week. So anybody's out in California, be in LA. I'm going to be out Zoo Culture, Venice Beach, Gold's Gym, the works. I'll be there next week, letting you guys know. So if this gym is out in that way, let me know. Joking. No, I'm not. I'm a very active person and energetic as well. It helps me slow down just for a bit. It depends on the person, I guess. All right, cool. There you go. But I love my backwoods. Man, now we on a weed conversation. Is upper body is upper lower full is upper lower full body a good split for a beginner? Yes. And yes and no. Here's why I say yes and no. For a beginner, yes. Because it's good to kind of like go like when it comes to like overall just moving around. And it depends what kind of beginner. If it's a beginner who's in shape and just getting into the gym, yeah, good. If it's someone who's not in shape, it's still pretty good too. When it comes to like learning the proper movements, that's where I like to kind of split things up, because if I try and do everything in one day, exercise wise is really good. It's going to help overall, getting yourself in the gym and whatnot. But when it comes to like breaking down movements and really working on form, I find sometimes like splitting the days up, splitting your workouts up is a little better in that terms. Almost like a bro split in a sense. But again, you also don't want to be a beginner and be like, hey man, let's go to the gym, boom, and then just jump on push pull legs right away. It's not a bad idea, but again, we want to like make sure we're making the right steps as a beginner going into things. Like I find why beginners fail is because they put too much on their plate to start. Like, I'm gonna go to the gym 6 days a week, and then they go, and it's the first week, and like, oh my god, my body hurts. This sucks. I hate the gym, and they stop going to the gym. Going to the gym, doing a full body workout, upper body, upper lower split. You're definitely not gonna be able to train 6 days a week doing that, right? It'll be redundant. So that's looking like more of like a 3-day week kind of thing. And then progress from there. And it is good. But again, it depends on your goals and what kind of athlete client you are. So think of that. Let me see. Do you ever get any nerve issues in your legs from disc herniation when lifting? Any tips avoiding it besides form? Besides form, guys said besides form because I almost like put a foot in my mouth. Mobility. If you're getting like tingles and stuff in your joints, so like I got tingles in my fingers, something's going on in my C-spine area is giving me tingles in my fingers. That's a mobility issue. Like to avoid a lot of that stuff. To avoid a lot of that, when it comes to like nerve issues. Like I have never been injured human being and walk in the gym, and all of a sudden you got pinched nerves and whatever. Form obviously something you have to go look at, mechanics and whatnot. But then it also comes to like, what are we doing before all this? And a lot of times I find that people really miss the point. They miss the mark on mobility and stretching. They just literally don't do those things and wonder why I got pinches. Like I was excited to be like, yo, man, this isn't that big of a stick and I can put it back here. I'm like, yes. I was like, please don't grab that blue stick, Johnny, but I hope it's the one that actually expands because I don't know if I get my arms back here. And I'm like, whoa, I can. This is awesome, right? But I had to work myself back here because like months ago, I would be out like this and my arms would be like this. And again, all that pressure is equating to me having tingles in my fingers. So when it comes to, avoiding those things, 100% tune up the body before we, firmly prep it properly before you start working out, then prep it, and then, cool it down properly when you're done working out. A lot of you guys go in the gym, if you're in a time crunch, no one's stretching. I promise you that right now. And when it comes to people's times in the gym and everything else, no one's spending the time to do that because honestly, like for me, for the bit, it was like kind of boring. I was like, oh man, I just want to get in my workout and do it. But it's another part of this whole journey that takes discipline. Okay. What question? Yo, Lewis. Hey, Lewis, Michael. Answer that. What do you call it? Ask me that again. Sorry, buddy. Hurry up. Lewis, better ask me that question, bro. Chief Neef. Johnny skip. Johnny skip the question. All right, I'm gonna answer someone else's right now until you put the question back up. There you go. Nope. I hate stretching. Not gonna lie. I'm going to check. So guys, I actually tagged a friend of mine, my private. She's my private yoga instructor, stretching coach. Emily, check her channel out. I actually posted on my community. She got a lot of really good videos there for some good flow for you guys out there who don't want to get into actually yoga studio, whatever. I'd recommend going and just watching her Very good stuff. She's working with me, and I'm a bodybuilder, and my mobility has just went whew, like very happy with what's going on. So do that. Again, where my boy go? Lewis. Wait. Lewis, hurry up, man. Come on, man. We're writing the wrong words here. Where are we going? I'm gonna ask another question. I'm gonna answer the question first. How do you deal with water retention when dieting? Should everyone use diuretics? No. So here's one thing. Pin that question, Chief Keef, Chief Neef. Um, I had water retention. Every time I've competed, I've had water retention in my ankles, and it's not a good thing. Hypertension is something that's going to cause water retention, and you do not want any kind of like, you shouldn't have a bunch of water retention. If you have a bunch of water retention during your prep, that means things are off. Electrolytes are off. Your micronutrients are off. You need to make sure that those things are balanced, because you shouldn't be waiting to the end of the prep to do a diuretic to help get all the water off you. I've worked with my athletes this year, and they've done like half of a diuretic, literally, maybe one, you know what I mean? But then these are already lean athletes who don't have water retention, that this little bit can help a little bit. Even some athletes who are just lean enough didn't need to, because again, when it comes to balancing, hydration, water, getting the right minerals in your body and whatnot, zinc, magnesium, um, and so forth. So where's my man at? I know he has a question again. I gotta go back. What's it? Lewis? All right, I'm gonna find Lewis. Lewis, if you're not back here soon, I'm about to skip your ass. All right, quiz. Hi, John. My question was, how would you fix overactive traps? I don't know. I don't know the correct term for it, but whenever I do, when I'm doing exercise, I find myself struggling all the time. So, a couple things you can do: work on your shoulder depression. If you're doing too much trap stuff, I got your question here. If you're doing too much trap stuff, you're doing too much shoulder elevation. So I'm assuming that if you're doing like ladder raises, we're doing a lot of this. If we're doing dumbbells, we're doing a lot of this. The opposite movement of that is shoulder depression, right? So, keeping your arms down. And there's a couple ways you can do this. Get a band, literally, attach it to a bar, a rack, whatever. Put the seat level with the rack, so you're laying literally parallel like this. Put the band here, and then let it pull yourself. You want to be able to pull your shoulder down and pull back, and that's going to kind of help activate your lats a lot more. So a lot of times, like literally is working on shoulder depression. Taking your elbows like this and like driving them to the ground. Like I'll sometimes tell people, take your hands like this and try and touch the floor without bending, and literally chest up and do this and try and touch the floor, and you'll feel your lats being activated. And doing that a few times before you actually start working out, you kind of turn your lats on, engage, and then start, and they kind of start taking over a little more than your actual like traps, than your traps. Where'd the question go? Yo, man. Sorry, Lewis. There he is. Sorry. Hey, Johnny, thank you for all of your videos and information. What do you think about androgenic neurotoxicity? Ooh. Do you recommend anything as prevention? The only thing stopping me from using test is neurotoxicity. Well, guess what? Don't. I just honestly, like, there's a fine line between, there's a fine line of like I can't, like I said, when it comes to use, I can't say there's a safe thing, safe, not safe. There's an optimal way of doing things, and there's not an optimal way of doing things. And if you're worried about neurotoxicity, I would just not do it. There's other ways. Turkesterone is going to get you it's not to get you the same thing that testosterone would do. But Turk is literally a good product to use that I would recommend to do. Now, if you're looking at if you're worried about that at all, and you're going to start, and there's nothing I can say to kind of deter you to not do that, then get yourself at a low, test amount, and talk to your doctor about it, and get checked and making sure things are good. I can't answer those questions for you thoroughly because I'm not a doctor and I can't see those things, and I'm not going to be like, hey, do this and this, do this. I'm going to recommend that you get your acid blood work done. Try Let's Get Checked. If you don't want to go to a doctor, let's get checked. Let's say check.com. Use my code. And then you can, get your test done and kind of see how things are going. A doctor actually calls you and goes over your blood work. So that would be my advice, Lewis. Like I get where you're at and I get where you want to go. But again, if you're worried about those things, you know, consult a doctor first, go through it that way, and then like have someone monitoring you the whole time. Don't ask your buddy at the gym, like, hey man, you hear about neurotoxicity? Help me out. Hope that help answers your question. Which home workout routine would you recommend if one had access to adjustable dumbbells, easy bars, barbells, power racks? Wow. Which home workout would I recommend? Message me. Number one, go grab the push pull legs training ebook. Dead serious. It's got an exercise directory in that book. That is a video directory that we upload all the time. So that book gets updated every periodically. We updated the leg day directory. So when you're going through the book, you're like, I need another exercise to do, and it says your own choice. You click on the link, it brings it to a private YouTube playlist, and it gives you literally myself and Eric are doing every movement that you can think of for those things. So if you have a gym at home, which it looks like you have a dope setup, check the book out. Dead serious. It's like a great. It's got everything in there you need to help you, use what you have the right way. Plus, everything I've been talking about is in that book as well too. I'm taking creatine while trying to lose fat. Would that be a problem? Not at all. Creatine is great. Don't worry about that at all. It's not going to make you fat. Period. I have weak tricep genetics. What can I do to maximize the growth of the muscle? Well, train it frequently and smart. Now I'm not saying you got to, train it every single day, because people will take my words literally out of context and they'll be like, I worked out triceps every day and now I can't feel my arms. You got chest and back, you got chest and tries, you got, shoulders and tries. That's 2 days a week, Kevin. You could do an arm day. There's 3 days you can do an arm day there. And then when it comes to actually load, try and doing more compound stuff like, close grip bench is really good to do for like overall like girth and like put on the most amount of load that way. Then taper off to other things like, more like unilateral movements. And I would definitely recommend doing unilateral movements so you can exhaust each muscle assignment, like, individually, and then put some bilateral movements in there as well too. Johnny, I can't get big. It's my genetics. Yeah, right. You can definitely, guys. Get off that genetic. Get out of your mind. Genetics. Stop saying that. Yes, genetics will help you in certain areas, but when it comes to hard work, dedication, you can definitely build muscle. Now, how good you can, how much of it you build. Yeah, it's the genetics will determine that in a sense, and obviously like supplements and whatnot. But when it comes to it overall, if you're training smart, you're training hard, and you're eating properly, your body will adapt to give you the best it can give you. That's all I say about that. I was 300 pounds, dropped to 240. I have lost lots of strength in my list. Do you think I'm dropping weight too fast? 300 pounds to 340. Well, hold on a sec. I was 300. I don't know what the duration of that is. So say you drop that in a week. Yeah, it's pretty fucking fast, right? If you did that over a period of, what's that, 60 pounds? If you did that in a year, that's not bad, right? Now, when it comes to overall, like, look, strength or no strength, like strength or not, if you lose, like, mass pushes mass. If you say you start off your journey a bigger guy and you're pushing weight 300 pounds to I say you're doing 225 bench. I'm just saying that at 300 pounds, and that you worked your way progressively overload your weight up to that weight, and at 300 pounds, and all of a sudden you lost 60 pounds. Your strength will go with that if it's not done in a linear fashion. You definitely, if you dropped it too quick, it might, impede on your overall strength. But when you don't have that overall mass, strength or not, it's going to affect how much you can actually push, right? That's why powerlifters or strongmen eat a lot of food. You can't be a small strongman. You just can't. Like, find me a small strongman. Let me know, right? So strength it has a correlation with your overall weight. Now, I'm not saying you need to eat a bunch of food and get big and fat just to put on just to be able to do it. Again, like I said before, if you're down in that spot, you have a way to progressively overload back up to the strength that you were before. So don't look at those things as like, oh my God, I lost strength, I'm screwed. Think of that as another way to progressive overload back to where you are. I want to get that question, but again, I just want to say something, guys, for you before we kind of close off. And I'm trying to get all these questions again. We'll do this again probably next week as well too. But But when it comes to overall, starting off your journey and everything else, take your time. A lot of people are rushing into this thing like they got no time over. Now I talked about like using your time wisely and balance. Take your time, educate yourself, do as much as you can, hire someone like myself or get any things that I'm offering to help out. But make sure you guys are like, doing the proper research and taking your freaking time. Just take your time. You'll build a better house overall when you build the foundation strong from the ground up, and then instead of trying to put everything together at once. Tips for a new beginner, for a new trainer: do your research. Next week I'm going to be with Rob Riches, which is going to be dope. Out in Cali, we're doing a sweet um, video basically on, what would I tell my 6-year-old self going into the gym. My biggest advice starting off as a coach is research and application. You can come out of university with a degree all you want. I've seen a lot of guys come out with like these degrees up the wazoo and they have no clue how to apply what they know. You are useless as a trainer if you cannot apply, or you cannot put something in a way for someone to understand. And that's where I kind of got my niche, is being able to explain things super easy, because I've been around a lot of athletes and coaches. I mean, coaches too, but clients, where I can, every client's got different ways to learn and understand. So me trying to figure those things out on a constant basis gives me the ability to have different cues and whatnot to be able to help people out in learning, how to move their body right. So when it comes down to being your first time trainer, research and application, right? Research on things and apply it to yourself, and then apply it to others. Make sure the shit works. Doing it to yourself first. Don't be using someone else's guinea pig. Okay. We still got time here. The questions are popping in. There's a big question here. Hey, Johnny. Actually, I saw a female, and I think I saw a woman on here. A woman. Sorry if that really offended somebody. It shouldn't. Christ's sake. Arisha, has Johnny? Oh, thanks. Yay. I got the best life. Appreciate it. Guys, I'm doing this often, right? So I want to give you guys this. I think it's important for us to give ourselves time to talk and chill. What I think we're done here soon, but look, no, we got 3 minutes. We're good. Hey Johnny, my right shoulder locks up when I do back squats. I tried changing my arm positioning, doesn't help. What can I do? Again, be like me. When you find something that you don't know it's wrong, go to professional first. So go to a physiotherapist, go to a massage therapist. They'll assess you. They'll say, this is what's wrong, this is what's locked up, this is the way we can, prevent these things, right? If your shoulders are locking up, mobility issue, right? If you got to worry about where your arms are on the bar, if you can't put your arms on the bar like this with good, a good amount of external rotation, you need to stretch. You need to do some mobility work and stretch. I got all that stuff in my ebook. I got all. Just do that, right? If there's a take home for everybody who's watching this, caffeine pills are good. They work. Just don't overdo it. If a take home from all of this, make sure when you're starting this journey, or if you're continuing your journey, you have to treat your body like a NASCAR. NASCARs cannot go lap without doing a pit stop. And if they don't, they're screwed. And it's the same thing with us in a sense. Only thing is, cars are only 33% efficient. Your body is 100%. So it's going to find a way to adapt, right? That's a good and bad thing about the body. It will be like, oh, bad form, I don't care. I'm going to find a way to make sure we can do this because we got to do it anyway, right? It's going to make a decision for you. So when it comes to your journey and training and in your fitness and everything else, fitness isn't just about looking good. I firmly believe that a good looking physique is a byfactor of a overall balanced, healthy physique in terms of training, nutrition, supplementation, period. And you'll get a good looking physique. Look at athletes. Athletes are well-rounded and they look good. Look at sprinters. Look at basketball players. Look at tennis. Look at every sport. They have different types of bodies and they all look good because it's a well-round of what I just said: nutrition, training, supplementation. When it comes to training, I mean mobility, stretching, and all those things. So The ebook is dropped. The update should be in there right now. The leg update. We're doing another update to the exercise directory. And in the future, we're doing we're gonna put another workout in there as well too. So that book, guys, the ebook is basically it's like it's gonna turn into a platform in a sense. But again, when you buy the book, every update that we put into that book, you get the update, right? And we're gonna keep that going for a bit until we decide not to, and then you got to pay for it. So right now, benefit from the $99 for the world of information. Literally half the crap all the stuff I've been talking about literally is in that book. I crammed that book for you guys. Johnny is the real hero out there. We all need. I appreciate it, guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't get all your questions. I mean, there's a gazillion of them. I'll have these questions saved. I'll get my team to get these all down, and I'll actually answer these in a Q&A on another episode. And they'll put in a podcast thing like this, guys. Appreciate everything, guys. Again, hit those descriptions below. Hit the email link. The email link we got going is really good. We're doing private videos of just world of knowledge and wealth for you guys that are there. Hit that right there. If you're looking for training, help, whatnot, again, coaching, book a phone call stuff if you want to. If your funds aren't there or you don't really need to go to that full extent, you just need something to get you off on the right step when it comes to training, grab the ebook. Grab it. And guys, before you leave, hit that like button right now. And if you guys aren't subscribe, God damn it. Subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Chief Neef. I just realized his name's Chief Neef. Chief Keef. Good shit, buddy. That's why I got you. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, notification button, guys. Make sure you do because I'm putting out good content all the time. And again, much love for all you guys who sent condolences to myself and my wife. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was more so like the messages she got to read on my YouTube yesterday was amazing. So you know what, guys, we're here to change lives for the better or save lives, and that's what we're here for, guys. And we're gonna do it. So, as always, guys, I almost forgot what I was gonna say. So no one can edit this out. As always, guys, progressive overload your life. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, guys, keep dream chasing. And I'll be on Instagram and TikTok. Anyway, love you guys. Take care. Peace.